Hello, this is Mish from Downtime Distractions, with some gameplay, or a bit of a sneak peek if you will, at a title called BattleSouls. So this is coming out on the 13th of May, and it's coming to Steam. And it's going to be free to play as well, which is great news. So it's a fast-paced PvP action game, and it's all about changing your character on the fly. I'll get into that in a moment. But this is developed and published by Pixie Leap. Previous titles from these guys, the only things I can really find have been mobile app games. One of them was called Wacky Dragons, so if you're familiar with that, they did this as well. So this title is on the Unity engine, and for me it kind of feels like a bit of a, if you could get Smite and Team Fortress, smush them together in an arcadey simplistic version, this is what this feels like to me. So let's jump in and have a look at the classes that we have. Then I'll have a look at some gameplay components, and then I'll just go into some suggestions for the developers. As this isn't a review, it's just a bit of a playthrough and some of my thoughts on it in its current state. This is coming out, it's going to be in beta as well, so this game will evolve as time goes on. Okay, so this is the loadout screen, which is important. I'll try and give you just a brief overview, whilst being concise. So what we have is your 5 heroes available at the moment. And for each match you can choose 3 heroes. So the interesting mechanic, the gameplay mechanic, is you can swap out your hero on the fly. So out of the 3 that you choose from your loadout, at any moment you can swap to another character. They all share the same pool of health, but they all have different I guess abilities. So for example, the mage has AoE fireball and his secondary is a stun. The tank has a primary, just a melee, and a charge. The healer has a healing wave and a knockback. The pirate has a primary, just I guess your blunderbuss, and a secondary, a big cannon, which puts fire on the floor. This guy, I guess he's a demon. He has a melee attack which heals him up, and also he has a teleportation to a target that he chooses. Now the interesting thing, the thing that gets me excited about this game is how they synergize between each other. So for example, I'll show you this in a minute, but if you choose these 3, so when you swap out between them, so if you go to the tank here, you swap to the tank and you get this buff for 2 seconds. So you gain invulnerability for 2 seconds. If you swap to this healer, you heal yourself and everyone around you. So there's a bit of I think it's about a 1.5 second or maybe 2 second cooldown between changing character, but that component gets me quite excited, and I can see great potential with this mechanic if they build on it. At the moment it's very simple, but I guess it's a good introductory for new players to see what it in its current state, and also for them to I guess test and build on it, because this is going to be out in beta. So yeah, let me jump into this combat. I'll show you, I guess, the gameplay mode, and then I'll try and show you some of the kind of synergy I was talking about. So as I said, you've got the basic primary and secondary. So secondary is a kind of a stun or lock in place. Top left hand corner we have 3 crystals. On the top right there's the enemy crystals, because we're on the blue team. So the way you actually win is you take the middle point, which is the inhibitor. When you've taken that point, you can destroy the crystals. So you need to take the inhibitor and then go to their base and destroy the crystal. So in the middle of the screen at the top, you can see where the crystal is currently at. So it's currently in red, so the red team currently have it. So our crystals are available to be damaged, and there's a bit of an ambush there by that guy. Let me just change to this. I really like this class. It's fantastic. So as I said, see, that was good. That was a good example there of the kind of gameplay. I knew that class was a range class, so I wanted to get close with this, and I changed to this character. Could see the enemy through the wall, and then I used my secondary, which is kind of teleport to them, and then start doing some melee damage. So it's very cool. There's a lot of potential with this game. At the moment I'm seeing it's fun, and I like it, but I don't know how much you're going to get out of it in its current state. Obviously the price is free, so there's no harm in trying it. I can. Ooh, oh, they're gonna take it. Can I get damage to it? Yes, I can. A little bit of damage to the crystal there before they, because you see the clock's ticking back. They're nearly gonna take. There we go. So they took the inhibitor back. Oh, it's going back again. So it's like a back and forth. So as I said, so as soon as their crystal is available, you go damage it. So as you can see, top right hand corner now, I got the crystal down to 82%. So a little bit of damage. So when you're playing against bots, it's not, I guess, the most best example of gameplay, because the bots are quite simple. But it's a good way to actually test out things and see what the game is going to be like. I imagine with a whole bunch of people on, it's going to be crazy, because you're going to have people trying certain tactics and stuff like that. So it's going to be nice. Instead of the bots just run back and forth, quite very on rails, really, you could say. So there is someone in here that's not a bot. And can I get him? Oh, he's changed to this guy too. Get him. Oh. Yeah, he's changed to a healer. Get out of here. Doing too much damage to me. Hiding behind my bots there. Okay, now I can see. There we go. And got him. I really like that move. It's really cool. It's almost like a little mini combo. Okay, so I just want to go over and show you the synergy that I'm finding, and I guess the potential I feel that this has. So I'm quite excited about this game, more about what it can become. So maybe not in its current state. I'm just seeing great potential here. So what I want to show you is just the difference between these classes here. So I'll put these guys in. So we have the mage, which can do his, obviously, AoE and a bit of a stun, and his frost damage when you change to him. The tank class can do just a melee attack and a charge, and when you change to him, you gain invulnerability for a few seconds. And the kind of healer, which is Cornelia, has a primary which is sends out magic waves, so you can heal your allies, and she heals herself and her allies when you swap to her, so that's pretty important. And she throws a big bottle of potion, and it knocks everybody back. So let me just try and show you an example of the synergy working between them. Okay, so here we go. Example would be, okay, so let's do some damage. There's a whole lot of guys in here, so we're in trouble. So let's change to our tank, who's invulnerable for a few seconds, running low on health. Swap to a healer, heal up a bit. Change back to our tank to become invulnerable again, and charge down the enemy. Change to the mage. Actually, no, might be in trouble here. Heal up again a little bit. Throw a lob. Oh, I missed him. Change back to the mage. Do a bit of range damage. And I've taken 2 or 3 of them out now. Change back to the healer to heal up a bit. Oh, he's running to the base, to the inhibitor. Try and get a bit of a stun on him. That's good. Stunned him. And change the tank. Charge in. Get some damage on him. There we go. So I just took out the whole team with just a constant combination of healing, going invulnerable on the tank, mage damage from range. So this is just me after playing for an hour or so. And that's what I'm saying. I think if they added more classes, there's going to be quite a bit of a little combo system that you could probably work on, and it'll be really, really powerful when you get an awesome timing on it. So that's why I'm quite excited about it, that concept. But at the moment, it's just not there, but I don't think they're far off. Okay, so just a little bit of a summary and some ideas from me to the devs, things that I think would improve this game. This isn't the first look review. I'll work on doing that and getting it released closer to the release date of the game. So if you subscribe, you might get updates on that release. So please subscribe, it helps us out. So this game, really enjoying it. It's got a really good free-to-play system at the moment. And at the moment, what I can see is there is a shop that you could spend real money in. And in there, it looks like you can buy pets, kill effects, emotes, portraits, XP boost, and bundles. So regards to XP, there is a leveling system, and I'm level 9 I think at the moment, so it's after playing for 2 or 3 hours. The only thing in there at the moment is an avatar, so I can change my basic thumbnail in the team table, to look at something different. I have spoken to the developers, and they are looking at implementing a ranking system. I don't know what that entails, but they're looking at doing something about that. So at the moment, yeah, so I am excited about this because for me, the gameplay mechanic, when you're swapping in and out of character, gaining abilities by doing that really makes it interesting. It feels very unique, and I really like the kind of combo feel. That's why I enjoyed Smite so much as I used to, because of the kind of combinations and trying to counter somebody. And this is almost there. It's very simplistic at the moment, but add on to that, I mean, you do have a kind of a minimal kind of FPS feel to it as well. You know, you can damage people down quite heavily with your basic attacks. So, you know, add a combination with a kind of that, and it feels like, as I said, the arcadey version of a few different games. So, yeah, as I said, interested to see where this goes. Excited to see if they can build on it on how I want them to build on it. Visually and audio, pretty good as well. But yeah, let's talk about the suggestions. I guess for me, one thing is, before I get on to talk about the combos and countering, more map types, game types. At the moment, there's just to capture the inhibitor, then take out the crystals. But you could do a team deathmatch. You could do holding certain, like hold a castle for a certain amount of time. I guess maybe, you know, like capture the flag would be a good idea as well. Or something with where you can get special power-ups and use power-ups, like, you know, someone becomes really powerful and you have to take them out as a team. You know, there's many things they could do. So I know they are working on more game modes. I don't know what they are, but I'm sure they'll be quite good. So, as I said, the system for me is nearly there. All I want to see, I think, is one or more 2 steps added to it. So, for example, if you swap to another class, at the moment you get a buff for a second or 2. I would also like to see a merge of that class. So say you've gone from a mage to a tank. Now, that tank, in my opinion, should get that buff, the 2-second immunity that he gets, but then also he should get like a remnant of the mage. So say his basic attacks now also fire a mage fireball out of the end of his sword, or something like that. So something that you can, I guess, on the fly, you can choose how it changes. So then you can then change to the healer from the tank, and your healer gets some, shield that's circling her, and you're maybe emanating a heal as well for longer. There's so many things they could do, and that's what I'm saying. It's quite exciting. Or they could add maybe another ability as well, because you've got the basic attack and the secondary. Maybe adding another ability, maybe a super ability on top of these classes would be something. But for me, either way that they're going to go, I think it's just that 1 or 2 steps away from a very cool gameplay mechanic, which is going to get people coming back for more. So at the moment, obviously it's free, so there's no harm in getting it when it comes out. But in saying that, you might have a data cap, an internet data cap, so there might be a bit of harm to that. I think it's about 1.5 gig worth of data, which isn't big. But yeah, so I'll leave it here. If you've got feedback for me in the video, please put it below. If you've got feedback for the developer on things you would like to see in this game when it comes out, you can pop along to the Steam page, put it in there, or maybe even put some feedback below here, and we can have a conversation about it, and maybe the developers will pop along and see this video at some point. So yeah, give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't. Let me know if you want to see more of this game. I can maybe have some more online matches when I see some people online. And subscribe, it helps us out. And subscribe as well, because you'll get that information on when we release the first look reviews for this title, and obviously other videos we've got coming up in the future. So I'll leave it here and say have a good day or a good night, and I'll see you next time.